Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. On the desk today we have a DIY Watch Club watchmaking kit. So without further ado, let's open the box and see what's inside. We've got our watch components themselves. So we've got our bezel here, our strap, case, and the movement itself. And under that we have the toolkit, 10% off if you guys want to do this yourselves. This is not a sponsored video, but this was in the box. Use code WELCOME ABOARD at the DIY Watch Club website for 10% off. So in the lid we have something here. This is like a piece of leather. These are our finger cots, some Rodico. This is to help get the hands off the dial. Our magnifier. Got an air duster here. This is the case back removal and installer tool, I'm guessing. And beyond that we have an assortment of tweezers, and then we do have a wood peg. So with that, I'm going to film myself kind of going through the assembly process, and then I'll come back over and narrate it later. All right, so we're going to start out by laying everything out in front of us. Got that leather pad from the box. Going to put the case and the case back and movement out there. We do have to pull the crown and case back off, so I'm going to take that case back removal tool, kind of separate everything. Of course, I did this a couple days ago. I'm now narrating over this after the fact, so I'm not narrating like as I'm doing it, but I'm coming back here a couple days later and editing everything a little bit shorter, because obviously it took me quite a while to learn this, and I had the videos out in front of me from DIY Watch Club, and I was just following along step by step, and that process is a little monotonous, so I think the narration is a little bit better, hopefully. But anyway, in this frame, I am pulling that crown stem out, and I did that by pushing down the lever and pulling out the factory crown stem, and then I went ahead and put in the one that was supplied by DIY Watch Club. And we did that kind of to make sure that when we set the hands on the dial, that we can move them around and adjust everything, because we want to make sure that we're putting the hands in the correct position. And if this dial had a date window, we would want to make sure that the date wheel turned over, and so having the crown in is super important at this stage. Here I'm just placing the dial with the dial feet kind of exactly where it needs to be on the movement. With this NH35 movement, it's really easy. You just line up the 3 o'clock index with where the crown stem is. That also was kind of helpful to have the crown in there for that aspect of it as well. I was instructed to use the case back as the stand for the movement. That's kind of what they told me to do in the videos. I don't love the process of using the case back as the movement holder. I'm getting all the hands set out in front of me, getting ready to place that hour hand down. I am going to pull away for a moment and kind of give you my feedback on the hand set and kind of how it's packaged and everything. This thing is absolute junk, by the way. This packaging, so frustrating. For the record, I feel like this is probably the worst way to package hands. I don't know how normally hands are shipped, but it would be so easy to bend these hands if you're trying to get this out. I just want that on the record. And what I didn't really explain there was the quality of the hands that I received. So I'm putting on the better of the two. I got 2 hour hands, 2 minute hands, 2 second hands. One of the hour hands is in really bad shape. I don't know what exactly happened, but it has a lot of corrosion, I think, on it. And it was corrosion that I could not clean off with Rodico. And then I tried to the best of my ability to kind of wipe everything down and clean it up. But the quality of the hands wasn't very good. So I used the best of the hands I was given. The eagle-eyed among you will also notice that I am incorrectly applying the minute hand here, and I will have to go back later and correct this, unfortunately, but you'll notice that the hour hand I placed at the midnight 12 o'clock index there, and then for some reason I was like, oh, it doesn't matter where I put the minute hand. It definitely does matter where you put the minute hand. I don't know why I was so laissez-faire about that. I was kind of half listening to the videos when I was doing this, but yeah, ultimately the hour and minute hand were not crossing midnight at the same time, or in the same position rather. Go figure. So I did end up having to later disassemble this entire watch and reassemble it again after applying the hands. All right, so here I noticed that the seconds hand's not moving, so I'm just verifying that the movement is running, and it is. You'll see that the balance wheel is spinning there. So I'm like, oh, weird, why is the seconds hand not moving? Oh, well, that's why, clearly. I applied the seconds hand incorrectly on that center pinion. And this is my first attempt doing the seconds hand and placing it there on the center stem. That was more difficult than I thought it was going to be. And you'll notice when I was twisting the crown there that the hands were kind of moving together and the seconds hand was not independently running. So I'm here kind of redoing my work again and setting that seconds hand down. That is definitely way harder than I expected. But you'll notice here, now we have it running. So yeah, wish that I had a useful loop, to be honest with you, because it would have been nice to get a little bit closer and see what I was doing. But unfortunately, that loop that was included in the box was not very good. So if you are going to kind of do these kits and plan on making this a hobby, I would definitely invest in a good magnifier. Certainly better than the one that's included in this box. But yeah. All right, so here I'm going to hold the movement with the hands still running, movement still running, so that we can pull that crown stem out. And this is kind of nerve-wracking for me at this point, but I'm going to put that movement with the hands running onto the case back, which is acting as our movement holder. And I'm going to put the case on top of the movement on top of the case back. This whole thing is a little bit nerve-wracking for me because I really don't want to redo the hands for the third time. So I'm going to take really gentle care here to flip everything over. And then at this point, we're going to make sure that we can get the movement seated in all the way. So I'm going to take that wood peg, kind of press down to, oh, great shot of my hair. Awesome filming there. Great angle. But yeah, from here, we got to make sure that the movement is seated into the case properly. So I pressed down where I could with the peg. The video actually calls for us to remove the waterproof seal and then screw the case back down to kind of tighten everything up. So that's what we're going to do. But yeah, we're going to tighten that case back down, make sure the movement kind of presses into place, and then we're going to remove the case back again, put that watertight seal in, and then close everything back up. All right, so right here we actually have kind of a finished watch. It's a running movement inside of a case with the crown in. All we have to do here is do the bezel. So you'll notice me kind of playing with the bezel a little bit. I wanted to find out where the play in the bezel was and what it, what the action was like turning the bezel. And I did this so that I could make sure that that bezel insert was correctly inserted exactly at the 12 o'clock position. There's nothing I hate more than a misaligned bezel. And so I really would have been mad at myself if I did that incorrectly. Taking a few minutes to kind of play with the bezel and just see how it works really goes a long way into making sure that you can put that bezel insert properly on. Here I'm just taking the plastic off of the crystal, and then the last thing I need to do is just put the rubber straps on and pretty much have a finished watch. And yeah, I already alluded to this earlier, but I did misinstall those hands. So I figured I would just go ahead and record me disassembling the watch. You're going to get to see me use the hand removal tools now and kind of play around with some of the tools that were given to me in the kit. It is important to correct mistakes, as soon as you notice them. I didn't want to just go on wearing the watch knowing that basically it was not wearable the way that I did it. It was too difficult to read the time at a glance for me. That hour hand was way, way, way ahead of the minute hand. So the right thing to do was to take it all apart and do it over again. But every time you do this, you touch the dial and you touch the hands and you risk damaging things, getting more dust into the movement, getting dust on the dial. So I'd recommend taking your time, basically doing it better than I did up front. Coming up with a plan, maybe writing down the steps, following along with the videos. I kind of got into my head and just zoned out and started working. I didn't really listen to the videos for the most part. Every now and then when I ran into an issue like applying the seconds hand or removing the crown stem, I went back and looked, but for the most part, this is pretty straightforward stuff. I'm not exactly like assembling an entire movement or anything. So for the most part, I did kind of zone out and tune out the videos and do this on my own cadence. But, you know, I made a mistake. I did apply the hands wrong. And even in this second video, where I'm reassembling it for the second time, I forgot completely about the date functionality. And yeah, that's kind of important. So even though I don't have a date like window on my dial, the movement still has a date function. And my watch basically now turns over the day at like 7 o'clock instead of midnight. And it bothers me a little bit. It's not the end of the world, but on some movements you really do not want to be messing with the time while that date disc is building up tension and getting ready to turn over the next day. So yeah, here you'll see that I still don't have the minute hand quite lined up right. So I'm going to take them off again and do it all over. So I spent some more time adjusting the hands. I wasn't too happy with where they were meeting at midnight, but now here 5 minutes later, I've got everything kind of exactly where I want it. And they cross exactly at midnight, which is what you want. You want to do this the first time and not put yourself through the trauma of disassembling the watch and reassembling it all over again. I will say though, it did get easier for me. I was way more confident and comfortable doing this the second time. And I got that second hand installed like easy peasy. You know, it was not nearly as difficult as it was the first time for me. Here I'm just testing the clearance on the hands, making sure that they don't run into each other. And it's really easy to bend these hands when you're applying them, putting pressure on them. So you want to make sure that that hour hand is not like dragging across the dial and scratching it up. And so that's kind of what I was showing off there. But yeah, this whole process on the second attempt was way, way, way easier and probably took me half the time. And here are the final results. So after assembly and then disassembly and reassembly of the watch, we now have a running, functioning DIY Watch Club Vintage Diver number 3. Very much in the same vein of Vintage Submariner with that black aluminum bezel. In fact, I have my Tudor Submariner, so I'll pull them side by side so you can see. Some differences for sure, but definitely a good looking watch. It's an attractive watch that I would not be embarrassed to wear outside. I think a lot of those AliExpress builds are guilty of being kind of generic looking. And even a lot of Seiko mod projects are just kind of soulless in a way. Whereas I don't feel that same feeling with this DIY Watch Club kit. So I think it was a fun afternoon project. It took me about an hour total to do the watch assembly from scratch. And I'm left with a really good looking dive watch. And I've learned quite a bit in the process. There were definitely mistakes made. Using Rodico to hold the seconds hand helped quite a bit to stabilize it and get it kind of centered over that pinion to place it in. But the seconds hand was tricky for sure. The other thing is that once I reassembled it for the second time, I noticed afterwards there's like a little speck of dust. It's almost imperceptible, to be honest with you, but I noticed it, and it was something I could have probably grabbed with the Rodico when I had the dial out, and I did not. Some other feedback that I have for DIY Watch Club is I wasn't thrilled with the quality of these hands. And I'll zoom in and do my best to show you. I have some close-up footage, but just looking at the reflections here on the hands, I did my best to clean these up with Rodico. I don't know if it's corrosion or what, but the hands all have some kind of like splotchiness or spottiness to it. This was the better set because there is an entire extra set that I did not use, and that set looks way worse. I think for the human eye from a distance, it's not a big deal, but you can see it in the reflections. And now we have a really good looking vintage diver. I really like this watch overall, and I really like the experience overall. And I'm interested to hear what you guys think. Did I pick a good looking dive watch? Have you done a DIY Watch Club project yourself? Are you planning to now that you've seen this video? I really like the concept of it. Obviously, you can definitely do this just going on AliExpress and buying a case and a dial and some hands. And that might be the next big project for me, is that I just do that. But for the first time, coming with no knowledge of how to do this, those videos are really helpful. It isn't rocket science by any means. It wasn't a difficult project, but they do it in a really nice, well-packaged way. So I can definitely recommend DIY Watch Club kit. I think it's a really fun project, and it can really help get you the confidence you need. And I like the watch that I got. So with that, I'm going to wrap up the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.